MMAWeekly.com. Damon Martin here with the victorious Pat Healy. And Pat, another big win for you. I heard you say in another interview, it's kind of like the Rodney Dangerfield effect. Give me the respect you deserved. I mean, where do you feel like a win does it? It was a great win over an undefeated guy.
I think I gotta be in the top of the Strikeforce lightweight division. They kind of got KJ and Josh slated as the #1, and I gotta be in that next spot, man. I don't see how I can be.
Carlos came out really strong in that first round, but it seemed like as the fight wore on, I think it was at the end of the second round, we saw him literally in his corner. His head was down. They were, it almost seemed like he was just out of it. Did you kind of feel that in the fight, kind of like that you were breaking his will a little bit?
Yeah, I felt him, I don't want to say slow down, but I could tell he was breathing hard, and I knew, especially I saw that too with his head down in the third. And when we see an opponent do that, man, you got to turn it up and look for that finish in the third.
We know that Carlos is a guy that has a lot of power. We saw his win over Justin Wilcox, real knockout power. But you have a very relentless style in all your fights, almost like a fearless style. Did you kind of approach him the same way? And again, as the fight wore on, it just seemed like you literally wore him out.
Yeah, that's my style. I don't think a lot of people respect it because they've never felt it. My coach Matt Lindland has the same style. People don't really realize how much it takes when you're wearing on a guy's head, pushing, pulling, moving him constantly, making him carry your weight in every situation. Until you really get in there and feel that, you don't know what that's like. And a lot of guys can hang with me the first round, but as the second and third come, they really start to slow down, and I pick it up.
What kind of statement do you think a win like this makes? You mentioned earlier, time off between fights, waiting for fights. The lightweight division seems really up in the air right now. There's no clear-cut #1 guy. We mentioned the fight later tonight, but there's really no clear-cut #1 guy. What kind of statement do you think you made tonight?
I think I made a big statement, especially with the finish, man. I got to be right there at the top, man. If not, that #1 spot, it's got to be right there.
And you've been a guy, obviously, in last question, fighting at welterweight, now at lightweight. Seems like you've really started to make waves. Is this, do you feel like this really is your time, that you've really adjusted, and this is, 2012 is kind of your year?
Yeah, man, I'm still young. I'm only 28. People look at my record with 43 fights and think I'm an old man, but, I started young. I started when I didn't have any money, when somebody would call me with a fight in a week, and I could pay my bills for 2 months, man, and stop eating the sack of potatoes I had in my freezer. That's a big deal. So, people look at that record, they might get mistaken, and all they really need to see is that 6-1 in lightweight.
It's that beard is what's doing it.
Yeah, I think that's a little intimidating for people,
You take that off, it shaves off 5 years, I'm telling you.
I know. I don't even know what I look like without a beard anymore. It's been a couple of years. I'll trim it up, but it ain't going nowhere.
Well, congrats again on a great win, and we look forward to seeing you again in 2012.
All right, thank you, and thanks for having me.
Absolutely.